Hello, everybody. Day 2 here at Camp Tantozona. My name is Justin Lester Toso. Alongside myself is publisher Hode Rubino. And Hode, another pretty solid practice from ASU today. And last night, another night for this team to bond and grow this tradition. Apparently, a bat flew into the dining hall, scared a couple of 250, 300-pound men, which was pretty crazy. But those are the moments that this camp brings that Tempe might not bring. Sure, you can still bond in Tempe, but here, moments like that teammates are going to cherish forever, talk about 10, 20 years down the line. Those are the moments that are created. However, it hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows. Obviously, coming out 90 minutes down the road, there are some challenges in this environment.
Yeah, I think when we talked to nickel corner Cole Martin a few minutes ago, he had a great quote. He said, yes, Camp T is away from civilization. And you think, okay, that's kind of a negative connotation. But then he was quick to say, but it's nature at its finest. So, yes, nature at its finest means a bat in the dining hall, means a mouse in one of the cabins. One of the coaches thought that he saw a ghost. So, yeah, that's what Camp T has to offer. And, we're not going to belabor the point of how much off-the-field advantages this place does offer. But it is important really to realize the challenges of bringing up the team each and every year. Brian McGinnis, the assistant athletic director for football operations, talked to us before practice, and he talked about all the logistics that do take place. This is a process that goes all the way back to January of this year, trying to plan for it. There were 3 trips between January and August of them just coming up from the valley, assessing everything, prepping everything, making sure that the technology is in place. Not so much so the players don't feel disconnected on their cell phones, but just because all the players are taking summer school. So obviously taking online classes, not in-person classes. They don't drive to Payson for a makeshift classroom. So that's something that's also very, very important. But head coach Kenny Dillingham said that, from a football perspective, you do lose some because, the meeting rooms and some of the technology when it comes to the football operations side obviously cannot be replicated from the Valley. But Kenny Dillingham, just like everybody else, knows that the value of Camp T is really more off the field than on the field. But that's not to say that we notice every year that we come over here a drastic regression of certain players or certain position groups just because they're practicing here rather than Tempe. There's still a lot of good football to be displayed. Some players continuing momentum from practices in Tempe over here to Camp T. Some players may be kind of quiet in Tempe and really coming to life here in Camp T. So there definitely are some football advantages, but again, that doesn't minimize the challenges of getting ready for Camp T to begin with, and then just the daily football operations once the team is here.
Yeah, obviously a lot of moving parts, a lot of moving factors in terms of actually just transporting the team, all the equipment, luggage, everything of that nature down here to Camp T. And I know we talked ad nauseum about the competition with guys competing for spots, but that's still on full display here, and that competition has sort of raised in a way since getting here. And Kenny Dillingham said himself, this team isn't getting good, but they're getting better. And he has talked a lot about, comparing the team relative to some of the teams in the Big 12, but this team surely is higher than they were at this time last year. So is there anything you saw today on either end of the field in terms of progression?
Yeah, I think that the defense really the last few days has really just been on a very constant trajectory. You really can't talk enough about the linebackers, guys like Keyshawn Elliott and Cyrus Fiasa. You talk about the secondary. Xavier Alford is good every practice for a key pass breakup. Prevented a touchdown earlier. Keith Abney, cornerback, actually had an interception in the end zone. You see a young linebacker like Kevion Thunderbird suddenly being a turnover machine, for forcing fumbles. And the turnovers is something that defensive coordinator Brian Ward did talk after practice, an area that the team really has improved quite a bit. We talked a lot last year that this defense was not all that good in creating turnovers. Even when they played well during the 2023 season, you always had that the turnover aspect missing. So far in spring practice and in fall camp, you're really seeing that element improve more and more, and that can really help the defense to take the necessary step. Now, when we talk about a very good day for the defense, that's usually not good news for the other side of the ball, and that did take place today. There really weren't any drops in fall camp, whether it's Camp T or back in Tempe. Today was just really a big drop day. I mean, sure, we saw wide receivers Jake Smith and Malik McLean have some good moments. Running back Kyson Brown continues to really impress, not only as a very powerful physical runner, but also a receiver out of the backfield. He had one play where he caught the ball for 10 yards and he had 40 yards after catch. In a very deep running back group, you think it'd be really hard to stand out, but Kyson Brown really does it all the time. And that's not to take away for somebody like Cam Scadaboo, who may have been somewhat quiet, but just very steady and really proving that he has taken the leaps from last year to this year at running back. But overall, the offense I felt has been somewhat quieter since they got to Camp T compared to how they were in Tempe. I mean, there's still a couple of days to go over here, so I'm sure they're very disappointed in what they saw today, and would like to finish Camp T on a strong note. But I think it's really good to see the defense, who I thought last weekend really had it kind of rough, but so far this week, whether in Tempe or Camp T, they've been playing really well, displaying the great depth really all across the board, except at cornerback. Although you see young corners like Tony Luis and Cuba stepping up, had an interception. So. We talked a lot of times, Justin, that if the cornerback group can really establish itself with a good rotation and really just overall maybe better quality than maybe some anticipated, I think this defense can really go down as one of the best defenses we've seen in Tempe in a while. But again, it definitely is still work in progress. But if you like defensive football, you're definitely happy what you saw for the last few days. Now you're just kind of hoping the offense can really match that level of play.
Yeah, good to see this defense getting back on its feet. And Kenny Dillingham himself said that this next week to 10 days is going to be huge in terms of the competition battle for certain position groups as they head into week 1 prep against Wyoming. But we're still here at Camp T for day 2. We'll be here tomorrow for tomorrow's practice on Friday and Saturday for the Camp T scrimmage. For all exclusive content for this trip for ASU, go to DevilsDigest.com. Follow Devils Digest on Twitter at Devils Digest. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.